Welcome to the Group Home Riches Podcast. If you have the desire to be your own boss, create your own schedule, and become financially free while at the same time helping people in need, then you've come to the right place. At GroupHomeRiches.com, we teach people exactly like yourself how to get started in the group home business. And on this podcast, you're going to hear their stories firsthand. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Group Home Riches Podcast. A couple weeks ago, you guys can see on my screen here, but we did a group competition in our private Skool Group. We'll kind of go over the competition here soon and go go over the details, what was learned. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you've probably already listened to the interview with Dominique. And today we have the second winner, Damon, on call. Damon, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First of all, congratulations. I know we've been seeing your posts in the Skool Group. You've definitely been putting in work. So congrats on that, and can't wait to hear kind of what you've learned, and then me and Andy can kind of go over the next steps since you've at least gotten the start off pretty good.
Okay, sounds good.
So let me just go. I'll just kind of go over the details of the competition. So couple weeks ago, we have this section in our gold course, which is basically just kind of step by step outlining the first steps that we recommend most of our students take. So we find a lot of people get the kind of the steps confused and just get really cold feet and analysis paralysis. And what we do with our coaching clients and done with you clients and anybody who reaches out to us for advice, we say, hey, don't worry about the property now. You don't need to get a grant, you don't need to get a loan, you don't need to have a ton of cash. The first step is to get out there, network with social service organizations, nonprofits, etc., develop that relationship with them. That'll kind of give you the confidence, and also it'll give you leverage to get the property, especially if you're looking to partner with investors or lease a property. So Damon has just completed that. So the competition was to just follow that guide, get the meeting set up, and have I think it was 5. Yeah, hold 5 meetings with just local nonprofits, social service organizations, what we call referral sources. So Damon absolutely crushed it. I'm pretty sure he's had over 5 meetings, but he had 5 since we did the competition. So Damon, again, congratulations. And yeah, do you see why we recommend doing this before you go out and buy the property now?
Oh, definitely. We kind of jumped into it. We kind of were looking for properties in the beginning and started seeing that it was a difficult thing to find the right property. So we actually ended up moving out to the property that we currently were living in and bought another property. So kind of turned the old property into a group home or a shared living property and grabbed another property out elsewhere.
Okay, beautiful. So I didn't know you had the property. That's awesome. That definitely helps. It helps with the marketing. I think it just depends on people's resources and risk tolerance as well. Depend like we don't want people to kind of feel the financial crunch of
Oh,
taking.
definitely. We felt the crunch for a few months while we were trying to get that property filled. I guess probably about 2 months. We were trying to figure it out, but I respected the journey. I knew this is what I wanted to do. So we weathered the storm, and soon things were rocking and rolling. We still not totally filled, but we got a lot of irons in the fire, and we just pushing forward and respecting the journey.
Cool. So I want to kind of go over, we'll talk about the meetings you had and kind of what you learned during this. Me and Andy will kind of look for maybe holes in the marketing or additional things that you could do so we could get this one filled and start lining up the next one. Before we get into all that, I want to learn more about yourself though. Like what was your background? What were you doing before this? And then what made you want to even look up, group home riches and how to get this stuff going?
Well, I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My father has owned his own company for the better part of my life, so I've always been a said student of entrepreneurship for most of my life. He has given a lot of neighborhood kids jobs and a lot of people around me jobs over the years. So entrepreneur has always been in my blood. I got a brother has a trucking company. We once owned a trucking company at one time, and then he came up to help and actually went back and started his own trucking company. I got cousins that have a fleet of FedExes, nieces that have I actually have a niece that has a non-medical transportation company and non-launching and like a spa line. So it's just entrepreneurship is just a part of my family. So I always wondered what I would do one day. But better part of my the last I'll say 20 years I've been working in the plant and currently doing a internship, not an internship, but a apprenticeship to become skills trades and building a business on the side with me and my wife. And basically, a lot of my family, my father does our marketing, and my wife does placement, and kind of make sure our T's and I's are dotted and our T's are crossed. So um, it's a family business, but the whole Morgan cares. Morgan is my 10-year-old daughter, so building that out for to start a legacy and eventually I hope to have Wiggins Bank and Trust one day.
Let's go. Generational wealth. So what brought you to group home riches? What were you looking for? It's not something that you just stumble onto like, late night infomercials, right? So
Right,
what
right, right.
what made you want to get into this business?
So I always had a passion for my city. Always wanted to help out. So I actually was looking into group homes. Probably I'm gonna say uh, 24, like uh, first part of 24, 2024. And in the midst of looking up, like a lot of people looking up group homes and seeing all the red tape and stuff that you had to go through, you guys came up and seemed like a good idea. So, like many people, I probably uh, set on that for a little bit of time, still kind of looking at the whole um, licensed group home um, angle. And then, I mean, the gold course was such a good deal. I said, hey, let me go this way and check it out, and the rest is history. I'm here now.
I love it. So, and you're located in Detroit, correct?
Correct.
So I bet you probably started, a search like this.
Yep, yep. Similar to
Prob-
that. Yep.
Probably went right here and
Some similar. Yep. Yep.
stumbled onto all of this mumbo jumbo legal jargon. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it sounds like you've kind of gotten the beginning steps rocking and rolling. So what was the licensing process that you had to go through in Michigan to kind of get your current business rocking and rolling?
Well, I currently don't have a license.
Yeah.
I kind of follow the gold course verbatim and um, opened up a home that just offers room and board, basically. We don't do any services, so we don't have any license or anything of that sort. We just offer rooms at affordable rate, include the utilities, and it's been going well.
Yeah, so just I was little bit of a light inside joke, but for the people that are listening, maybe kind of going through that process themselves, we have we have a legal section included in the gold course that breaks all of this down. But in short, you guys, you don't need to become a license. The license is for providing services, and what we teach our folks to do, exactly what Andy's been doing for, over 20 years out in Texas. Simply, if you do have people that need services, you just outsource those services. So, one of the things Andy told me when I first started working with him was there's a lot of money in confusion, and when you are looking up this licensing stuff, it is just, you know you need to get a lawyer or a consultant or a combination of the two to kind of get through this stuff, and they'll never tell you that you don't have to do that. So and we have tons of documents of people that have gone through that. But yeah, we won't get into all that today. Um, cool. So let's go over the first steps. And for folks, if you guys are not in the Skool Group, definitely get in there. We have over 2,000 members. Just all helping each other. Multiple different backgrounds, experience levels. Damon here is super active. You can see all his posts in here. Um, and thank you, by the way. I love watching people kind of document their journey. You were doing this from the very beginning. You see the struggles, the questions, the wins, etc. So um, this is kind of this is a great post that shows kind of the beginning of it, right? So this is when you were first starting to reach out to those places. So let's talk about that. What was the beginning like when you started to reach out to these folks and try to get meetings and stuff like that?
Well, first of all, you get over the jitters of reaching out to people. Um, I listen to a lot of stories, a lot of the podcasts, a lot of the YouTubes. So I understood that reaching out was the thing, but I'm not really. I am a people person. I do talk a lot, but I wasn't really, all game for talking to organizations. But once I got through those jitters, I got very good at it. Like you said, smile and dial,
Hmm.
and uh, get involved. And once you start to open yourself up, you start to realize that there's a grand need for this type of service to the community. You find that people are welcoming and asking why more people like you are not around and things of that sort. So I just went through basically with those keywords and found a lot of organizations under different umbrellas, hospitals, social service organizations, rehab centers, um, and those type of things, and just started calling people. And then I ran into a snag where I was actually getting those individuals, but wasn't getting a call back. So I reached out to you guys and got some insight, and changed my words up a little bit and changed my approach up a little bit, and um, just being respecting the journey. So currently, we've been getting into these organizations, being able to market our program to some of these people, to caseworkers and things of that sort. And lately, we've been able to develop lists and those waiting lists that we all like to have, and the leverage that you need, or the good leverage you need to when you're trying to scale out and take on property owners and things of that sort. So it's been going well. in the last like couple of months, we've been almost having a couple meetings, whether it be Zoom or face to face, like every week. So everything has been going very well.
Love it. You bring up a great point about the jitters. So let's go back to like the first call, right? Have you ever had a like sales position or anything like that? Had you done sales before?
Well, I have done a lot of well, I did network marketing early in my 20s, so I do have the little background on getting out here, but it's still, I mean, it's just like a person getting on stage or anything. You still have those jitters about um, what people might say, or how am I coming across and things of that sort. But once you can get through that, then you can be successful at the things that you need to do, because this is a people's business. You have to talk to people. You have to be able to uh, get across what you're doing. But once you get past there, once you talk to maybe, I don't know, 10 different people, I mean, you get those jitters out and you full speed ahead. But you just gotta push yourself to get through that little, voice in the back of your head that um, thinks that somebody's going to say the wrong thing to you or whatnot. But so long or the short, my wife always said I kind of get long winded, but long or the short, I was able to get past those jitters and was able to start getting letting people know what we were doing, and everything is everything once you can get out here and get your word out here.
Yeah, I think you need to, get understand the basics, get your general questions answered. It's a pretty simple business model. Once you get your head wrapped around it, that's when it, with our one-on-one coaching program, we literally we force people to get over those jitters and start making the calls and get on a meeting. There's only one way to get over those jitters, and that's to
Mhm.
just pick up the phone or email or open up Zoom and just get into it. That's literally the only way to do it. And luckily for you guys, people listening, people that want to do this, even though technically it's sales, marketing, in our opinion, mine and Andy's, it's going to be one of the easiest quote unquote sales calls that you have. As long as you're not, as long as you're not lying, as long as you're not trying to become, frame yourself as something that you're not, the reception, it, at least from what I've seen, about 100% of the time is good. You're not going to get sworn at. They're not going to yell at you, which in real estate that happens quite often. So let's go back to that. The first call or first couple of calls. You got over the jitters, you picked up the phone, you smile dialed. What was the reception like when you finally started talking to these people in the business?
It actually was welcoming. I can't say that all of them were because some people are not they're not in housing. So you find organizations that are not particularly in housing. So um, they're not really receptive to what's going on. Then you run into I ran into individuals that were doing the same thing as I was doing, so it was kind of a dead air note where okay, I'm doing what you're doing, so I'm not interested. But for the better part of the calls, people are real acceptive of what's going on, and they're glad that you called because they have this overbearing amount of individuals that they are looking to find housing for, but there's not a whole bunch of housing out here that they're aware of. So many people are glad that you call and glad that someone is doing this because housing is like a gap in the system. So, I mean, people go to shelters and go to different organizations, they're able to get all kind of different type of funding and resources, but when it comes to housing, there's a gap. So they're glad that you called and glad that someone is putting forth the effort to fill that gap for them.
Yeah. Part of the art of the game is just getting in front of the right people. So that's definitely that it's a challenging part, for the most part. You can't really pick up the phone and just immediately dial, somebody in housing. You kind of have to, play the game, the run around, and the course will kind of show you how to navigate that. But you hit the nail on the head a couple times. There is a huge issue with demand and supply, and you got the feedback from these organizations. Well, like, wow, why aren't more, investors or real estate people calling me, right? You get that type of feedback when you are speaking to the right people.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I could, like I said, a lot of people are glad that you're calling because it's not enough people out here doing what we are doing. As a matter of fact, I've been to several towns meetings in the city of Detroit, and the numbers are really kind of going up. There's a lot of shelters that's full, and the rate of homelessness is at between 30 and 40%. And they need for people to do what we're doing because those people need to find housing so the other people can get off the street. So um, like I tell a lot of people and a lot of people in these organizations, this thing is at crisis level and more people need to get out here and do it. And there's no fear in somebody taking your spot or it's not going to be enough because there's way more demand out here than resources. So don't hesitate to become a resource.
And guys, we have I have it pulled up on screen. This is included in the gold course, but you could go and listen to, one of these actual meetings. So that's kind of what we're talking about, and what you're trying to get to. And one of the questions I like to ask these folks is, hey, how many people do you work with, or how many people on your waiting list? And if you're talking to some of the larger organizations, I've heard it was organization in Dallas with one of our Done With You clients. They had over 2,000 people on their waiting list. 2,000 people, waiting for the vouchers and waiting for the perfect property. And it's just 2,000 people with one organization, living in shelters, in the street, cars, whatever, all waiting. And your job, those listeners, our job is really just to fill in the gaps for folks like that. So it's a great meeting to listen to. This is an organization that they ideally wanted, single family residences. They actually provided housing themselves, but still by the end of the call, they wanted to work with us and our client and, fill that gap, right? That's all we're trying to do. So I want to show the folks kind of live what we're talking about here, what the competition was about. Let's see if we can find some familiar faces for Damon. Do you recognize some of these places?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I,
So
I've been to many of these places,
yeah,
or
this
or emailed to many of these places as well. I mean, all of these organizations. I mean, I kind of hit the ground running, and anybody and everybody that was a name for homelessness, I tried to give them a call, pay them a visit, drop them an email, all of that.
we got a bunch of ads. But yeah, this is this is the game, right? So this is the type of organization that we're talking about that you want to kind of establish a relationship with. Uh, and it's, you know, this is their emergency shelter. You gotta kind of navigate the websites, look for a good contact, and then it's it's a follow-up game, right? You learned that, right, Damon? Just the amount of
Oh,
follow-up
yeah,
that's
it
needed is
definitely got to
crazy.
follow because I mean, they see so many people, they're dealing with so many people on a regular basis. Um, More like the term, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You have to let people know that you're serious about what you're doing because you still have people that don't follow up, and you kind of get lost in the sauce if you don't follow up. So um, I'm still following up with organizations that I've been uh, going to have some meetings with and everything. I'm still acting like they're new people, and because you never know who you might run into on the follow up, because people change positions all the time. You got this one contact person that you're calling, and then you call back, and they didn't change position. So the follow up is ongoing, is a non-stop effort.
Yeah, it's literally so we have our Done With You program. It's literally a full-time job. We have our assistants just nonstop follow up. In this example from the course, you guys go through it, but this is we have a full email chain that shows, from the point of setting the meeting to the point of getting a check in the account. And Damon, you'll be able to relate to this, but it's literally at every step, we had to follow up, even with the meeting. So they didn't respond to the initial email. We had to follow up. Oh, great. Yeah, we'd love to set a meeting. Set the meeting. They have issues with their scheduling and didn't show up, so we had to follow up again just
Yeah.
to get in front of them. So it's kind of a, it's not how it should operate. Ideally, it's nice and easy, and we could just speak to the people that need the housing. But unfortunately, there's literally billions of dollars that goes into this industry. It gets bureaucratic, and you just have to navigate. We don't operate on how things should be, but how they are, and it's just part of the game. So, um, and you definitely kind of learned that by getting out there in the field.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. And you got to stay motivated because I mean, you can get in the gate and you can have one person that says, come on, and then you get on the other side and you have people that are apprehensive about what you say you're gonna do. Are you gonna do it? I mean, we just had a meeting where uh, one person wanted us to come, we came, and then other people were like, well, what are you gonna do? And are you just coming to, they call it a money grab. Are you just coming to grab some money and be on your way? And we had to still talk to these people and let them know that we're serious about it and we have a passion for what we're doing. And let us talk to these individuals and show you. And they were still listening, but by the end of the whole session, their guards were down, and they were real receptive, and we got to do what we came to do. But I say you still have to motivate yourself. You still have to stick with your vision, and you still have to push forward no matter what, even though it may look like things are not panning out for where you think they're supposed to pan out. You still have to continue to push forward because if you are a type of person to take on excuses, there always is an excuse to slow down or excuse to stop. But you have to keep motivating yourself and have your vision before, in front of your eyes, and you still have to, what I'm saying, find a way.
Yep. And part of the frustration you might feel, guys, don't take it personal. It's again, this is just random, but this is just one of the organizations that I found using one of our keywords, and it's just look how large some of these organizations have become. So, imagine going to the DMV and trying to speak with the supervisor. That's what it's like sometimes dealing with these organizations. So, it's just a game, a cat and mouse, navigating through the bureaucracies. And Damon hit the nail on the head. Don't get frustrated, just keep going. And eventually, you kind of want to have systems in place or a team that are just kind of following this, going through the motions until you can get to the right person. And then, even then, it's still you're gonna have to follow up, build the relationship. Eventually, it just snowballs. Are you starting to feel kind of the snowball effect now that you've met people, you're networking, you're going to town meetings and things like that? Are you starting to kind of see the word of mouth in the industry?
Yeah, definitely. And the momentum, I will say that, I mean, even one organization that we just got into, I mean, I've been through maybe 4 or 5 different caseworkers before we got the invite to come out. So many emails to this one caseworker, and then you call back, and that caseworker has moved on to a different position. So now the new person is this person, and or a person sends me an email, and they may include 3 or 4 other people. So now when you send it back, now you responded to them, and then they, so and a lot of times, you would talk with somebody at the first of the month, and they just now calling back at the end of the month. So it's just a ongoing thing. And like I said, you got to stay motivated and know that if you keep pushing forward, you will start to get results.
Yeah. Eventually, and you could kind of put systems in place eventually once you scale. So you have, your contacts in a CRM, you kind of just have automated emails going out, or you have virtual assistants. So, we do all of the above. But the main thing, what we try to get our beginners to do is just get over those jitters, start making the phone calls, start learning as you go. And that's why a lot of our a lot of our contests, our content, our coaching is just designed for that, just to kind of get people over the jitters and get that snowball effect rocking and rolling. So, Damon, so you've gotten over that hump. You've started to kind of started to network, got some referrals going, and you do have the property. So tell me a little bit about what the business is looking like now.
It's looking promising. Like I said, we do have a property in the heart of Detroit. I actually uh, uh, put another property together where I was able to help my mom get out of the said neighborhood, and looking to rehab her property to continue with the scaling. We have met a few property owners that have some properties, so we're looking to um, possibly fill up those properties and then take over management of those. And um, it's just really been taking off lately. I'm just respecting the journey, um, making sure that I stay consistent, and making sure that I don't get too anxious. Every time I get anxious, I tell myself to calm down and understand that you've been putting in your work, and results are going to continue to happen.
Do you have any people moved into the beds yet?
So yes, my our Detroit property is not full. I have like that's a 4 bedroom. I have 3 shared rooms and a private room, and we currently have 3 individuals there. Did have 4, but had to you know do some things because people wasn't following the rules and things of that sort. But it comes with the territory. But uh, we have another property that we're filling up halfway, managing. They want us to, fill the property up first before we talk about, some management things. But we're diligent about filling that property up, and we have some properties that we have property owners we have relationships with that have whole property, like a whole house that we place for those individuals that have families where that shared living situation is not, you know, becoming for that. But so we're constantly building out, looking to acquire some more property owners and continue to scale up because we actually say we have a goal to help 100 people in 25. And that's what I keep putting out here, and that's what we're pushing forward to do.
Beautiful. What's the number, roughly, what's the estimate of people that you're helping now?
Let's see, about about 7 people
Okay.
spread over between 3 different properties currently.
All right.
Nothing is all the way filled up. I mean, it's a give take type of situation because it's surprising. Some people are in this situation, but they still are picky about where they go. So
Yeah.
we that it's not just the need or not just people having to find places to go, but you run into people still being kind of apprehensive about, I don't know, getting out of their situation. Who knows? But um, we're in it to help people. We have a passion to help people, so we keep pushing forward to get the job done.
Yeah, some people will choose to live in their car and they want to wait for that beautiful brand new home that their voucher is going to pay for. That's fine. You're not gonna convince anybody to live in shared living or anything like that. Your job is to, prospect and look for the right people that are going to be a right fit. And oftentimes you need to go big with the marketing in order to do that. Um, another so I'm trying to look for kind of holes that we can kind of patch up and help you scale. But it sounds like you're off to the races, man. You're way ahead of where I thought you were going to be. I did not know you had, 3 properties lined up, and you might you might have this stuff down. I would go over this in the course, closing the deal. Have you watched this video?
Oh, I have. I think maybe we like probably more in that SEO, type of marketing and things of that sort. I've been,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, looking
Uh,
into figuring that out. At first, it was really a lot on me, but I've been blessed to been able to involve my wife and my father and a few intricate other people so that I can start to kind of focus in on different areas. But that SEO part, far as that online presence and whatnot, kind of gets uh you know it's not getting the attention that it needs, and that probably would um be something that would could send us, into where we aim to be.
okay. All right. So I think I found something. Andy, do we still have you? He might be running
No,
around.
I'm here. I
Yeah.
had you on mute, but yeah, I'm here.
Haven't been attacked by the little guys yet.
I have, and I've lost my temper multiple times. Fortunately, you guys didn't hear me yelling at them. They were running around here in my little office screaming, and I'm like, oh my God. The minute that they know that I have something important to do, they start going wild. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so we haven't heard any Rothschild rant towards the kids. That's good.
The rant was on my kids.
Yeah.
So,
Well, here's something to kind of get you to go off. I think we did find something where we can kind of help Damon scale. how much time have you spent, looking into SEO and learning all that stuff, Andy?
Um, Look, the reality is back in the day quite a bit, but that's a long time ago. Um, but then I went down the rabbit hole enough to realize, what am I doing? I need to focus on what I'm good at. And, I wasn't good at building backlinks and doing this, that, and everything else. I needed to find somebody that was good at it. So I don't know how we're actually doing on most of my SEO right now, but back in the day when my guy was really focused, I was like page one on Google for a lot of things. But the key is focus on what you're good at, outsource everything else.
Bingo. So, Damon, do you have any, I know you have the family on the team to kind of help you with the organization for when you scale. Do you have anything outsourced to virtual assistants or anything like that?
No, I don't. No,
There
I
we
don't.
go. There we go. Are you a big like tech guy?
No, no, I'm not.
All right. So I would recommend you spend next to zero amount of time learning how to become a tech guy. So do you have a website?
I do have a website. Matter of fact, I have a group home riches website. So
Okay. Do you want us to pull that up?
you can.
All right. What is it?
It is Morgan Cares for Us.com. So that's the number 4.
Okay. Like that?
Yep.
Cool. Well, I mean, this is one example of outsourcing, right? So you didn't have to spend any amount of time doing the website development, that's something I've learned the hard way and I've
Dude, the website development, just that, it takes you ages.
yeah.
I mean, building a website, if you as fast as you can, might take you a month and a half.
This is the coolest part of it. Hopefully you were able to do this, Damon, and you didn't have to deal with any third parties, but your group
Yes.
home
That's how I
website.
did mine. That's something that I set and forgot
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Trust me and Andy have probably almost thrown a couple computers out of the windows trying to just go through this process.
Brendan, I haven't just thrown them out the window. I've put my hand through them. I'm actually not kidding you.
I've uh I've taken my anger out on I had enough control not to ruin my computer, but there's definitely been a couple garbage cans that have gotten the temper going through this stuff. So this is Damon, at each kind of part of the process, this is kind of what we mean by outsourcing. Like this, I've spent weeks trying to do websites before, and it's just complete waste of time. So what Damon did was just outsource the website development to our team. Boom, bang, it's done. So Damon, I'll get you in touch with our SEO and a Google Ads guy. So what he can do is, you will add like a blog section to the website here, and then he start to produce content. Eventually, as more and more people go to the website, traffic builds. It's all designed with keywords in mind. Eventually, like Andy said, at one point, anytime someone was looking for, properties like this, they would see Andy's website at the top. Andy, at the height, like how many leads were you getting from your website for the group home side of things?
I would say probably 20 a day, 15 to 20 a day.
Yeah, and that
Wow.
was from people
And
looking for
and
housing,
the
right?
the website's nothing fancy. There's literally nothing fancy about it.
It's all about the keywords.
Yes,
So
correct.
this is all designed with keywords in mind. So to kind of go a step further on that, Demon, is, like you said, SEO, Google Ads. You can start running Google Ads. We have all the keywords. We already have all the keywords and ads and stuff like that. So That's one of the services that we do with the Done With You program, but I'll get you in touch with our guy so you won't even have to, look for look for people like that. If that's, something you want to do.
That like I said, I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, and um, that will be a grand situation for us to have that online support or that online presence that we desire to have.
Yeah. And that's without, yeah, as a business owner, you are going to wear a ton of hats, right? And the more hats you can outsource to people that are, a lot of times they're going to be better at the stuff than you are, right? So me and Andy, we both have multiple businesses. Um, you know, we're not just operating on zero sleep and Adderall, right? We have we have between the two of us, we probably have I don't know, probably like 50 people underneath us that are just doing like a lot of the
Yeah.
admin work, Excel stuff, the tech stuff, because we're not good at that stuff. You want to be kind of high level and eventually just managing people.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
I mean, and look, all this stuff, this is the bullshit that everybody feeds you. Oh, find people that are smarter than you, outsource, blah, 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 blah. So everybody's going to feed you all that rigmarole. The reality is, though, at the very beginning, you have to do most of this stuff yourself. You got to do the stuff. You got to do all the heavy lifting. You got to put in all the hours, everything else, because frankly, there's not enough revenue coming in for you to hire all these people. So at the very beginning, you do need to bust your ass and you do need to do a lot of the work. But after you have a couple of these things up and running, that's when you're like, all right, what do I want to outsource? Boom, outsource this. Maybe get another property going. Boom, outsource that. So that's kind of the idea. But at the beginning, it requires a lot of momentum to just get the rock moving.
yeah, that's a great point. So typically before one, you do need the revenue, right? Or resources on hand to invest in stuff like this. But I typically want to learn how to do something myself and that way I can manage the people that I'm going to outsource much better, right? So one example, unless it's something where I'm kind of outsourcing the expertise like SEO, Google Ads, tech work, stuff like that. But one thing, Damon, maybe not now, but once you kind of get the ball rolling, is uh, just hiring a VA that can do all of this stuff, right? All the follow up with the organizations, finding them, sending those emails back and forth. You can in these examples, you'll see someone sending the script and then just doing all the back and forth to get the meeting set. And we kind of have all that outsourced and to the point where our client just needs to show up on the Zoom meetings. So that's something that you could think of, outsourcing, especially when you have a lot of contacts. So how many total contacts do you think you have in like your marketing list is what we call it?
I actually looked at the numbers not too long ago, so I probably have about 100 contacts. Well, I definitely have 100 emails that I email, and then I have some. I say I have about 20 different caseworkers that I send like text messages to. So maybe I say about 125
All
contacts.
right.
That's pretty good.
It's good. We could bump that up. I'm going to All right, I have a note here. We have another guy that he doesn't work for GHR. The people that work for us are super busy. But I know we have another guy that I found on Upwork or Fiverr that knows how to just go through those keywords and just build a list. So in a place like Detroit, it's probably close to 1,000. So I'll get you his contact info as well. So that's another note that I got for you. Do you have a
But I actually developed a list, but it was a lot of fluff on it. So I would like to have someone that's proficient in developing a good list.
yeah. And as you know, that's super time consuming, right? So
Yeah.
when I'm outsourcing, that's kind of what I look at. You know, what's going to be what is the easiest what's the easiest thing that's going to take the least amount of training, but also takes the most amount of time. So, and that's a perfect example of that. You know, pretty much anybody with, you know, decent IQ can go through that list and just input data onto a spreadsheet for you. And
Def-
it's super time consuming if you were to do that on your own. Do you have a do you have like a CRM or anything like that yet?
yes, I got a CRM.
What are you using?
I used the example you guys gave. So I
Just
just
the Excel?
did it on Excel through the template that you guys provided, and went through mostly like you guys said, just cut and pasting and things of that sort.
All right. Another I forgot the website. Another note that I have for you. Are you familiar with our coach Terrence?
Yeah, well, familiar enough that I mean I've seen them, heard them on the podcast and things of that sort. Um,
Cool. So
mhm.
he's actually developed a CRM for group homeowners. So
Okay.
kind of in the beta stages. He's just looking for people to test. So another note for you. But
Okay.
yeah, the gold course will show you how to get just kind of a basic one set up, you know, Excel. Um, then we show you how to set up basic email campaigns. That CRM is kind of Terrence has taken, you know, everything that we teach and what the operators kind of need, specifically group home operators, and has put it together in a CRM. So not rolled out officially, but I'll get you that info as well. I know he's looking for people to kind of test it. Um, and you would be a good test for that, I think. But yeah,
Appreciate it.
eventually, so just to kind of paint the picture, you know, you could have a couple hundred contacts, if not, you know, more than that. Some metros will get like over 1,000 contacts, right? Then you have your CRM, you have automated emails going out, you have a virtual assistant that's kind of doing all the back and forth. So kind of under, you know, you and your family, you have kind of a machine like that pumping things out. You have your SEO rocking, Google ads, so you're getting leads coming in. You could have an assistant or somebody to kind of filter those and just feed you, you know, promising leads. Um, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Also, you know, we kind of teach you guys how to do the deep, you know, I would call this deep marketing, is when you're kind of doing the research, checking out the organizational chart, maybe, you know, skip tracing these people that you need to speak with. So like right here, you'd probably want to speak with this person, and
Yeah.
then you need to just possibly hound this person, right? That's the deep marketing. There's also wide marketing that you could do. You could be, you know, advertising to the general public. So you're doing, you know, anything on Facebook or Roomies or websites like that.
I did have an ad on Roomies. I do have a few things on Facebook, but like I said, I've been wearing a lot of hats, and
Yeah, it's a lot to keep
something
track of.
some things get lacked when you try to do a lot of different stuff. So I've had a Facebook and an Instagram since I started the company, and I were posting things on a regular basis, but I kind of put it down to do some other things. So those type of things have been lacked.
Yeah,
So
it's up to it's kind of it's a balance. It's a thing that you're gonna have to manage, like the revenue and cash flow. Obviously, you want to be cash flowing. So as Andy said in the beginning, this is the grind part, right? So you need to possibly wear all those hats until you're cash flowing comfortably enough. But I would say, just based off of what you said, uh, definitely like the SEO and ads, maybe not immediate, but another thing to hire is just kind of a general virtual assistant that you can outsource, have them doing the ads, like Roomies ads, Facebook posts, um, responding to all the emails, getting
mm,
the emails set up, scheduling them, stuff like that. Just kind of a general virtual assistant. May take some training. Um, I've had one, she's been with me like 8 years, and I've taught her how to learn stuff. So, hey, Amy, I need this done. Spend like 15 to 20 minutes to figure it out. Let me know if you have any questions. And I rarely have to get on a call with her to teach stuff now. So, um,
That really is probably your best ROI,
yes.
in my
But
opinion.
yeah, I mean, it takes, you're going to have to teach them in the beginning, work with them, show them how to do stuff. But eventually that's one of the most important people that you can have on your team, is just a good general assistant.
Yep.
mm,
You start with small tasks. Start with small tasks, maybe just a couple hours per week. Eventually, you're going to want to have that person grow with you. Basically become like an executive assistant. Um, Andy, you got someone like that in your
Yeah, yeah. I think that is, in my opinion, because I use my girl for collections. Again, sometimes I do have to get involved, but she does the bulk of the collections. Um, Stays on top of my insurance. A lot of just the tedious stuff, she's very good at handling. I'm not good at handling it. So,
Yeah, you want to get people like Amy is great with Excel. I personally, again, the computer's at risk. If I'm in Excel for longer than 20 minutes, there might be a computer getting thrown out the window. She's awesome at it. She loves it. She can, develop all these systems to do stuff better than I can with Excel. So, oh, that's a skill to learn, just a management skill. Another one, I'm making notes here for you, Damon. I'll follow up
okay,
with all this stuff
me
later
too,
on
but
today.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put this stuff in your library. This is cool. This is cool stuff for you to go through, but I want you to kind of go through this. It's like a guide to outsourcing that I put together. This was, at one point I had another side business where I would just, teach people how to scale online businesses and how to do this stuff. And we give that to our done with you clients. I'll drop this in your library as well. So you can kind of, if not now, at least kind of start to think of, what your virtual assistant will look like, what they're going to do, kind of what traits you're looking for. And then I just show you how to find them, how to filter out the garbage. Andy.
For sure.
you
Andy,
gotta filter out. It's actually very similar to putting people in your properties.
right. Yeah, if you just one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is just, they get to that point and then they'll just do some, typical HR fluffy job post.
Mm-mm.
And look, 99% of the people that you speak with for any position are, they're not going to be fit. They're not going to follow instructions. I have, Andy, Andy, you learned it. I remember the post you put out when you were looking for my position.
Yes. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
little things that you could do to filter out the 99%.
And so what I like to do is things that are very unorthodox. Um, yeah, don't do standard run of the mill. I'm a government bureaucrat putting an ad out for a DMV clerk. Like, no, 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 no. You got to know exactly what you're looking for, and you're not just looking for skill, you're looking for like complementary personalities. So you got to know what you're good at, what you're not good at. Whatever you're not good at, that's what you want to hire for. So you got to know how to ask for that. In other cases, you might know what you're good at and you want to hire that person that is more or less good at what you're good at. Okay, well, where did you gain your skills from? You probably didn't get your skills from going to the university or going to high school or going to college. You gain your real world skills from the real world, or from books or from tapes or from mentors. All right, put an ad out, saying, hey, have you read these types of books? Have you listened to this type of, this type, like a Tony Robbins or whatever? So you got to know what you're looking for.
How much how much money do you think you've cut, either wasted or learned from by making those mistakes and hiring the wrong people, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, this is how you learn, right? I mean, you will learn more from making mistakes than from anything else.
So, uh, Damon, this stuff will go through kind of the details. Give you, it'll have like example, job posts with explanations on, all right, here's why I did this, yada yada yada. And I definitely learned that the hard way. But it's a skill and something again, if you're not, I think you're close, you know, close, if not ready to start doing stuff like that. So, all right, I got my list of stuff to follow up with you, Damon. Before we wrap it up, do you have any questions for us or for Andy, or how can we
Um,
you?
yeah, you guys have been very thorough. All the points that you guys hit on are areas that I will appreciate some assistance on to help to scale up and get to our goal of helping 100 people in 2025. Uh, that's enough to take on for right now.
Yeah, yeah,
I love that. That's a great goal to have.
yeah. You got the. I think you got the snowball like beginning to form for sure. So, all right, awesome, man. So you got the beginning steps conquered. It's you probably feel like you're just beginning, but if you could go back in time to when you were like, these first couple of posts, you see that you've come a long way, man. So I'm excited to see, man, I'm excited to see 100 people in Detroit getting helped by you.
Yeah, we looking forward to it. We going hard. Like I said, we've been having a couple meetings with different organizations a week, and we just looking for organizations that want to grow with us and that want to be a part of our goal of helping 100 people. So we just respecting the journey.
Yep, just getting started, starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Again, congratulations on the competition. We got two winners, and from what I saw, only two people actually actively participating. So kudos, kudos to you. Let this be a lesson and a fire to be lit under everybody else's behind, as you guys are gonna see from Damon, from Dominique. We try to force you guys to do this stuff, but once you do it, you'll start to see that snowball effect as well. So, Damon, again, congrats. Thank you for coming on. I'll follow up later today with you'll have a nice new to-do list after getting all that stuff, some stuff to work on over the next couple of months. As always, check in with us. We're happy to help along the way, and we'll have to do a part two here soon once you get 100 people in those beds. So
Definitely. I appreciate you guys reaching out and giving us time to tell our story. And I look forward to the follow up and talking to you guys. I will say that when you listening to the podcast and you listening to the YouTube, you kind of imagine yourself being on, and it's all of what I thought it was be, and more. So I appreciate it.
awesome.
Thank you for putting that seed in your mind. That's a great seed to plant, because the reality is, if you don't plant a positive seed like that and water it and give it the sunshine, you're probably never going to help out, the 7 people that you're helping out right now and the 100 that you're going to be helping out.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I think that's a great place to wrap it up. Um, guys, if you're not in the Skool Group and you're interested in this business, I I'm just curious why. It's only $10 a month. As you can see, Damon has been utilizing it. He's check out his posts. I pulled it. It's great. Like, he's documenting his journey as well as asking questions. So this is an amazing case study to look through and kind of see the questions he had and kind of what he went through. So thank you for doing that, Damon, by the way. Um, love it. So get in the Skool Group. You guys have seen the gold course. I'll include links to all of that in the description. Uh, Damon, is there where can people find you besides the Skool Group if they have any questions for you? Or if they want to connect with you? I know you're super active in Detroit.
Yes, definitely. So our email would be Morgan Cares for Community at Outlook.com. That's MorganCares, the number 4 COMM at Outlook.com.
Beautiful. Yeah, if we'll just put the link to your website in the description
Yeah.
if that's cool with you.
That'll be fine too. Yeah.
Perfect. And then if you're not in the Skool Group, get in there and reach out to him as there. He's super active along with, yeah, guys, we got over 2,000 people in there. So, all right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait for that next one. That's going to be epic once we got 100 people in there. And Andy, I'll throw it to you for the last words. Thank you for joining us as well.
Yeah, I got nothing. I think you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody get out there and get started.
All right, Damon, I'll follow up later today with that email and look forward to seeing this thing grow, brother.
All right. See you later.
All right,
Thank you
thank you
guys.
guys.